Good morning, brothers and sisters. This is Keith Thompson. And for my first video, I've chosen to respond to an Ask Keith question. And the question was basically, what is my opinion? Can I give some insight on the situation with Charlize Theron and her two adopted children? Now, the reason why I chose this question is because I work in social services with trying to reunite parents to their children that have been taken from them. Primarily due to the parents' fault, but not always. And I see these children and I see how the situations they've been placed in affect them. We deal with children from ages 1 all the way up until about 17 is our oldest. And I see every day how the actions of the parents affect these children. And because I'm a Christian, it affects me, I believe a little more roughly than my coworkers. But the situation with Charlize is it's very frustrating, and it angers me because I believe this woman adopted these two children with the idea and the plan to lay this out from the beginning. I don't believe that she adopted the children and then this just happened. I believe that this was her game plan from the beginning. So she's adopted a young boy, and she claims, as we see here, she claims that the child told her, I'm a girl, okay? And that's her reasoning for why she's pushing this, is because the child told her, the child who was 3 years of age, okay? I have a couple cases where we deal with children that are 2 to 3 years of age, and these children have, the only thing on their mind is what they're gonna eat next, who's gonna feed them, and what toy can they grab. So the fact that she's saying this 3-year-old child had the sense to actually make that kind of decision, she's lying. And if the child did say that, the only thing that child is doing is piggybacking what she's already programmed the child to say. Okay. We look at Proverbs 22:6. It says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." And even though this verse is speaking primarily to Christians, it also affects parents in general. Okay, the way you raise up your child is going to determine how that child essentially lives out its life. Okay, and you can tell a lot about how a child acts. The way a child acts is a great representation of how the parent has brought that child up. You know, it's interesting. You can see a car. Like, have you ever been driving and you've seen a car zoom past you, and you watch it and it's driving very ignorantly, and you look at the car and the car has dents and the bumper's hanging off. The car is a representation of the driver, and in the same way, the child in a lot of ways is a representation of the parenting and the parent. And these children, okay, are essentially, because they don't have the intellect, are having their choices made up for them. And so this woman is basically using these children to play out her demonic fantasies, her demonic desires. And I've said it and I'll say it again. This type of thing is the same thing as pedophilia. Okay, this is child abuse. This is child abuse. Okay, and if this was 50, 60 years ago, I don't even think that long, this woman would be arrested for child abuse. Okay, I'm an 80s baby, but I was brought up in the 90s, and you would have never seen anything like this. Okay, so we see how it's progressively getting worse for children in this country, and there is no more protection for children. Okay, there's not, it's gone. We have state legislators and state officials who are lobbying for the right to molest and sleep with their niece. Okay, so as we go forward, it's going to get worse and it's going to get harder for parents that are out there trying to be biblical in the way they bring up and raise their children. So it's a very scary time for parents. And to those of you that are parents, you have my prayers, because I know that you're living in a time when it's making it extremely hard for you to do what you need to do to please the Lord, for you to bring these children up right. Okay. Luke 17:2. It would be better for him, and in this case her, if a millstone were hung around her neck and she were cast into the sea, than that she should cause one of these little ones to sin. Okay, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's thrown these children into a lifetime of sin. Okay? These children don't know what they're doing. They don't know what's happening to them. All they know is what they're being taught. by the person they're supposed to be trusting. And that's this wicked woman. Just wicked. Just absolutely demonic. This woman should be in prison for child abuse. Okay? You think this young boy is going to have a choice in how he wants to? What if one day jeez. It's extremely frustrating. And my hat goes off to you parents that are out there raising your children right, in the fear of the Lord, bringing them up right. Oh, so that's my opinion. It's very sad, but it's typical and it's to be expected. Okay, the God of this world is a liar, and people that are lost believe these lies. So, thank you guys for listening.